Hey everybody, we're here with another workshop from Index & Co. And I've got Brock with me, our founder, CEO, and we've built some cool stuff for agentic like pipeline setups for the Index & Co. tooling. So that's what we want to showcase. We now have an Index & Co. skill for Claude, but we also have an MCP, and we're going to showcase that here. Yeah, Brock, like maybe you can start, like what's the benefits of using MCP here?
Long story short, fetching data is always complicated. APIs are still not flexible. They never will be. So the way we set up the MCP is it's actually streaming data directly to you. Like Claude in this case can take care of setting up the pipeline, configuring it as it wants. So you get the data you need, stream directly to you. And then you can do like charts or APIs or whatever else you want on top of it. And then bonus, if you want to move it to production, it's the same transformation. You can pipe it to a database instead, whatever it is. But basically letting Claude sort out all the complexities.
Nice, yeah. And I think it's so funny, like by luck, like we already like built like good APIs for managing all of this. So it was already like developer first. The transformations were JavaScript, so very readable, but also programmable. And it seems to work insanely well for these agents. So I hope this MCP makes just iterating on that way quicker. And I think in the last week, we've like one-shotted some data pipelines and got them running in like a matter of minutes. Basically just get your coffee and it's done. It was really cool to see. Let's try to, let's do the demo and, yeah,
Let's do it.
show it.
Let's see here.
And yeah, you can download these skills. We have them on GitHub, and you
Yeah,
can
we'll
get
share
the
the link.
MCP. I will share the link in the subscriptions. Sorry, in the description of the video. But yeah, here you go. This is Claude Cli.
Is this, before I go too far, is this window resolution good, big, small, horizontal, vertical? Yeah, okay.
Looks good. Yeah, let's go.
All right. We're going on workshop. Tell me what the indexing MCP can do. So yeah, we'll should build to inspect it all. This is again all public.
Yeah, and I think this is a cool feature about like these MCPs. It's not only like deploying and giving commands, you can actually ask it like, what can you do? And
Exactly.
having you teach it. Like we might write some tutorials on this stuff, but you can also just like ask it yourself and then apply it to your own use case.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see here, like this roughly mirrors our API docs where you can create pipelines, manage them in general. You can get the status, you can do backfills, transformation, filters. And then you'll notice the two bottom parts, subscription and then the data and analytics. This is what's cool with an MCP running in the background. We can pipe data directly to your MCP server. So you get that data, it's stored in a SQLite file, so you can reference it, you can do charts, you can do whatever else. Yeah, we'll show what this actually looks like. Let's do a snazzy demo. Oh, I haven't tried this yet, so we'll see what Claude makes of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we had to develop some new streaming, like data streaming for it. So I think that's a cool new feature where we can now like stream data directly to some front ends or like some agents, so it can check the data stream directly. So it's like, it's different from just an API call. And we had those endpoints already where you can like call it, get a sample of data, but actually having the data directly flowing on deployment without like any backfill needed or without, for example, indexing the historical data, which a lot of like traditional indexers had to do. You can just get it streaming.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, like you can see, it's just walking through these steps. It knew what to do. Set up a filter, setting up a test transformation for USDC transfers on base, tested it first. Now it's creating the pipeline. And that streaming is all happening over a WebSocket. That's why it's so fast and can work locally without having to expose your computer to the world or doing anything crazy like that.
Yeah. So it's actually building now a pipeline that tracks all of USDC on base.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then I don't know, it chose to do a backfill for 624 blocks. I won't try to ask why 624, but that's what it's doing.
Yeah. And probably like from what I know, most of those blocks will contain some of these USDC transfers. Probably
Exactly.
the most transferred asset on base. But yeah, I think it's also a cool starting point because from here, you might want to say like, hey, let's do only the USDC transfers on Aave, or I want to deploy this also to the Ethereum mainnet. And actually, these are like very simple switches. So it's
Yep.
also easy for an agent to deploy, but you can take the agent by the hand a little bit and like, okay, let's set up some changes or set up some parallel pipeline to get this into production.
Yeah, so what we've done so far, pipeline was deployed. It was charting like USDC volume per block. I think this is not taking into account decimals. Would have to confirm that, but then it's doing also looking at like the top senders of USDC on base from what we have so far. But yeah, it's getting all of it live. It's also doing the backfill, all there. And yeah, that was sort of the full end-to-end demo.
That's it. Like we're under
It
two
was that
minutes.
simple. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
at crunch for 1 minute and 57 seconds. It's a pipeline.
Yeah, exactly. That was fully like start from scratch, define the transformation, set up the filter, test the transformation, set up the pipeline, um, subscribe to it locally, and then do a backfill, and then do a bunch of like wait for data to pipe in, do some charts, and then summarize it all at the end.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like it already knows like this base the base config, and it also knows like use these. I think what we want to build more is some tooling to help that agents. Like I'm building a bit on a rack system so that like these agents could like do suggestions, help you a bit better on a transformation. But how can we also help um if I would be a new user and I have specific pipelines I want to set up, the agent might not know some specific information. Like what information would we have to put in to make it better at setting up a pipeline? For example, an ABI or event signatures, the agent might not be able to search directly. So if you have them from something like Etherscan, it might help. Like token contracts, you can just like put them in here. But of course, you can also just use some kind of other MCP or API where you can pull it from, and then it integrates directly. But maybe Brock, you have some tips on how to get quicker to your results or your pipeline with some of these additional like data sources or info.
yeah, a lot of it. Excuse me. I would just start by asking, like, we're dealing with blockchain data. Most of it is pretty common knowledge at this point, common enough that it's within the event horizon of that these LLMs are built on top of. So things like money transfers, they're gonna know that really well. If you've got a super custom contract that isn't like well known for some reason, then yeah, you could upload the ABI, you could probably upload the Solidity code directly. It'll be able to make sense of it. And we have helpers in the transformation code that the MCP is already aware of that can then pull that in, pull in the event signatures, do all the decoding. Yeah, it can handle all that under the hood for you.
Yeah. And I think it just takes probably then one or two iterations. And if you don't know, like just ask the agent because it has a lot of like awareness of what tooling is available. And then it can also give back like, hey, this is the info I need. Like if you have the Solidity contract, just feed it to me. I'll patch it. So, and then the cool thing with streaming that data is it can directly check it. So,
Exactly.
we'll see. We're seeing here that is actually aggregating that volume and aggregating those transfers. So, in the time we've spoken, it already like processed more than like probably more than 5,000 now.
Yeah, see where we're at now. But yeah, this is like the beauty of it is it's just stream 10,000 now. So it's just streaming locally. So you have that
Awesome.
local data set and like this runs in the background. So theoretically you could open another Claude session to interact with that data separately. There's all sorts of fun things you can do.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you're really down orchestrating like multiple agents, this
Hmm.
would be super helpful. Like having that MCP as like a main source for on-chain data to interact with. So really cool. Yeah. And if you feel you're missing some functions or your agent is missing some functions, I think we left the hello at Index & Co email address in there. So feel free to email us or let your agent email us or ask the MCP how to reach us. So I think that
There you go. Yeah.
that's the best way to go. And then me and Brock will definitely respond. Yeah, I think that's it for now. We'll leave in the description the GitHubs, this email address, and yeah, I'm very eager to see what you're building on top of this. So let us know if you're building something cool with this tooling.